rear brakes. We're going to check alignment on the rear end, and as far as aligning the caliper to the rotor. So we're going to mount this without any Loctite and with the recommended shim pack to see how we fall. So it's recommending 2 shims, so that there, that bolt there, and then shims, 2 shims there, and 2 shims there as a starting point. We'll see. And just kind of snug everything to see how everything fits. And then mount up the rotor. Use 1 or 2 lug nuts to kind of hold it in place. Alright, so slide this up and over, and we're kind of looking at the gap in here, just some point of reference where you can tell if it's centered or not, and it looks like it's too far inboard. So those shims I put in, I'll take 1 off and then recheck, because there's 2 on there right now, but it's, yeah, it's too far that way. So and that looks a little bit better. So we'll basically take this off one last time, Loctite those bolts in without shims, and then we'll start fitting and building this caliper with the pads and everything, and then get these mounted the height here. load these pads in. We got to take this bolt out because it kind of pins down that keeper pin, retainer, whatever you want to call it. And to slide that pin out, we'll just pry up on this at the same time. And retract. Pull it out to there. We won't remove it all the way. Line up this retainer with the holes in the pads, and it kind of holds it in place. So go. One's in, there and there. Slide this back over, kind of holding that in place. Kind of get it close, and then this one goes in. And then we'll push this in and kind of align it. Those pins go in there. And then we just all the way through, and now those won't come out. That back in, and that this bolt keeps the end of that from popping up and over. There we go. Okay. So now we install the caliper onto here, and we're looking at the height. So this edge here has to be slightly higher than the edge of the pad. So right now we'll try 2 shims to start and see where that's at. And basically you add shims or you subtract shims to get that height so that the pad basically interfaces with the most of the rotor. You don't want part of the pad off the rotor. You want full engagement. So we'll start with 2. And we'll just kind of hold it, and yeah, that's close. This pad here slightly high, which means I need to remove some shims, and I'll probably remove both shims. So now there will be no shims installed, and we'll see how that height looks. Oh yeah, and that's perfect. So the rotor is sitting just a little bit proud above the pads, so that tells you that you have 100% pad engagement to the rotor for maximum stopping power. So we'll tighten these in, and that will be that, and torque them down. All right, mechanical parking brake. It's just a spring actuated brake. Pulls there. And gets bolted in here. So